This is an Interface Death presentation.
Hi, I'm Justin with Interface Death, and I want to make a video kind of explaining what device I use when I do Ghostbox sessions, and I want to talk a little bit about why I think the Ghostbox works, and I want to talk a little bit about my theory on what spirits are made of and how they use the Ghostbox to communicate. I'm not going to go into a big explanation, nerdy explanation about how radios work. I posted some videos on my site that tells you how they work. So if you don't already know, you can look at that. But the reason why I think spirits can use this device to communicate is I believe that they're made up of EMF energy, electromagnetic energy. And that's exactly what a radio transmission is. It's an electromagnetic energy that's radiated and amplified and received by a radio station. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that if a spirit is made up of electromagnetic energy, it should be able to easily manipulate those waves that are already in the air. A lot of people ask why that you sweep the full band. I believe the reason why you have to sweep the whole band is that a spirit is subject to the full band in the air, and when it picks a station or a frequency or an AM, if it picks a certain amplitude, it's maybe not random, but it's maybe not the same one. You know, just think, if you got 100 stations to choose from, how do you go about choosing the station? I have tried just using one station, and it really doesn't produce the same results. It's next to nothing. So it's much easier for a spirit just to grab one out of the air and modulate it. Now, as you can see in the videos that I posted, the RF wave is transmitted and modulated by whatever audio source. A microphone is the most common thing. So the spirit can actually modulate the signal, okay? And therefore you can pick up a modulated signal. Now, my theory when it comes to consciousness, what is consciousness after you die? It can get a little complicated, but I'm going to try to simplify it for you. I ask myself questions. I ask myself, well, if the human anatomy is responsible for conscious thought, the actual consciousness itself, then why do we persist after death? And I can't answer that. So consciousness is not directly involved with your body, your anatomy. So it has your anatomy has to be involved somehow. It has to be a stepping stone for the consciousness. And I believe that when your energy splinters from the main energy source, which you can call God, whatever, it uses a human being to grow, to make consciousness what it needs to be. Now, a lot of people believe in multiple lives, previous lives, incarnation, so on and so forth. I'm not going to dismiss that, but I believe that each human life is significant in the destiny of every consciousness. Okay? Now, spirits, they have something to say, whether they're crossed over or not if they're earthbound. And I've been thinking about these too. Why would the spirit not cross over? Well, a lot of people say that they have unfinished business. Well, you could say everybody has unfinished business when they die because they didn't want to die. You can't just say, well, my life is done, I'm ready to die. I guess you can come to those terms, but I really don't think that everyone who passes on wants to. They just accept it. So with that being said, I look for motivations for earthbound spirits to want to communicate, other than unfinished business. Do they have a choice? Is it their own free will to cross over? Or is there something that could inhibit them from doing that? And these are the questions I ask myself a lot. And when I come closer to the answers, I'll let you know. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm doing a lot of research about how radios work and how I'm going to use them and apply them to my research and investigation. And I think that these devices were not designed to do what we're using them for. So I'm going to be developing my own devices soon. It's going to be rough, but I think I can do it. And what these devices are going to do is it's going to directly tune in to the spirits instead of sweeping through the whole band. And that would be a huge leap forward for the paranormal field. Another thing I want to mention in this video is crystals, quartz crystals. Of course, there's a lot of spirit science out there that points to crystals as a form of channeling energy as far as frequency. Now, we know in modern physics that quartz crystals are used for RF waves to focus the frequency and keep it at a certain frequency when tuning to a station. So when an RF signal is amplified, it's pretty much shot through a crystal, so we know it stays at the same frequency and amplitude that we want. So pretty much it focuses things. And in spirit science, we believe the exact same thing. We believe that there are crystals that bring about healing. There's crystals for channeling and all sorts of things. And I think that once we fully understand quartz crystals and how they are capable of manipulating energy, we can use that to our knowledge in the paranormal field. Now, with that being said, I'm going to try to be using a lot more crystals, but I just don't want to have a crystal just laying around and expect it to do what I want it to do. I think we're going to have to incorporate it in the technology just like the radio does. So, like I said, I'm going to have to do my homework and painstakingly figure out through trial and error how I'm going to apply crystals to my devices that I use in the future. I've done a lot of Ghostbox sessions over the last couple nights, and after modifying this, it's pretty amazing. I'm still not finished with the editing and the presentation of those sessions, but I will post them shortly. I would like to know theories from other paranormal investigators. What's your theories? What's your ideas about this topic? Do you think this thing is just crap, or do you think it's a good tool? I listen to a lot of people's Ghostbox sessions, and there's no real consistency on how it's used. It's really up to the person who uses it to determine how credible the stuff they get. I like to think that I'm very good about analyzing audio when it comes to any audio actually, but when it comes to Ghostbox sessions and EVPs, I like to think that I'm very good at analyzing them. So I give a lot of credit to the device, and I don't think we should dismiss every single thing that comes over the radio. I think that there's something to it, but you have to have a lot of objectivity. You can't just, say that that's what it says, or you can't rule out that it's just coincidence or not coincidence. You have to be very objective. And the one thing that drives me crazy is you have to listen to it over and over and over again. But that's part of the field. So thanks for watching, and I will be posting more videos on this topic. And I'd like to post a video on how we use digital recorders for capturing EVPs, so that will be coming soon. Please comment and tell me what you think about my Ghostbox sessions. This is Justin Brown with Interface Death. Thank you for believing.